Imagine a quiet room. The air is still. You are sitting at a wooden table. On the table is a single glass of water. The glass is full to the very top. There is a common thought that many of us share. It is the idea that a larger amount of resources would resolve the friction in our lives. We look at our ledgers and see a gap. We often believe that more volume is the answer to that gap. There is a natural desire for clarity. We want to understand why, even when resources increase, the friction remains. We want to see the mechanics of how money moves. The main idea we are exploring today is quite simple. Money problems are often about the system, not the amount. If the system has a flaw, the size of the numbers does not change that flaw. In fact, larger numbers can sometimes make the flaw more visible. Consider an everyday analogy. Imagine a bucket used to carry water from a well. This bucket has a small hole in the bottom. As you walk, water drips out onto the ground. One might think that the solution is to find a larger bucket, or perhaps to pour water into the bucket much faster. But if the hole remains, the problem remains. If you pour 10 gallons into the bucket instead of 1, the hole stays the same size. Actually, the pressure of the extra water might even make the leak faster. The floor simply gets wetter. The bucket is the management system. The water is the money. We can look at this through a simple math example to understand the scale. Imagine a person who earns 100 units of money. Every month, they find that they have spent 110 units. They have a deficit of 10 units. Now, imagine that same person receives a much higher income. They now earn 1,000 units. This is 10 times more than they had before. However, their management system has not changed. Their spending habits scale upward with their new income. They now spend 1,100 units. Mathematically, they now have a deficit of 100 units. Before, they were missing 10 units. Now they are missing 100 units. Even though they have much more money, the problem has grown 10 times larger. The increased volume of money did not fix the deficit. It only scaled the deficit to a higher level. This illustrates that financial patterns tend to move upward as income moves upward. This is often an intellectual confusion. We focus on the quantity of the water. We forget to look at the integrity of the bucket. The educational takeaway is a sense of calm clarity. A money problem is often a structural issue. It is about the relationship between what comes in and what goes out. When the system itself is the cause of the leak, adding more resources does not change the outcome. It only changes the scale of the flow. By understanding this, we can view money as a neutral resource. It follows the path that is laid out for it. If the path leads to a deficit, the money will follow that path regardless of its amount. Accepting this helps us look at the structure of our systems with a quiet mind. We can see that the goal is not just more volume. The goal is a stable structure. A stable structure works with 100 units just as well as it works with 1,000 units. This is the logic of resource management. It is a study of flow and systems. It is about the math that stays the same even when the numbers get bigger. Disclaimer: this content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice.